Good morning. So it's 6:25 and I'm walking the half-mile side trail from the Upper Goose Pond cabin back to the AT. So this cabin was pretty neat. It was a fully enclosed red cabin, and they have a caretaker that rotates every week. And the caretaker makes coffee and pancakes in the morning. So it's a nice start to the morning. I don't know if I said it or not, last night I went swimming just enough to clean up a little bit. The bugs here are horrible. Like, they're not bad when you're in your tent, they can't get to you, but man, they were swarming. I'm gonna have to get some more bug spray when I get to town later. So I had a good night's sleep. I got a video edited and all that, but I got a call yesterday afternoon that we lost my grandma. So that was hard. Being here alone in the woods. There's other people around us with their hikers, but like, I was pretty much alone. It's hard when you're doing something like this and you feel like you should be home with your family. But such is through hiking. I fully intend to go home for the funeral. I should know middle of the day today the details of that, so I can plan for what I'm gonna do next. There's some other things at play, so I think it may be 10 days or so before the funeral. If that's the case, I'm gonna try to get to Rutland, Vermont. I don't know, I just feel a lot better about having less than 500 miles to do when I get back from the funeral. So I don't know, I'll keep you all posted. Sorry I'm not real chipper this morning. But I'll let you know what happens. Worst case scenario, I'll get to Bennington, Vermont and get a rental car from there. That's only a couple days away. It's Friday, I should be there Sunday evening, I think. I've got about 21 and a half miles to Dalton, Massachusetts today. So that's my tentative plan. I'm gonna need a little bit of resupply items to get me on to Bennington. The trail walks right through Dalton, so it'd be convenient. And apparently there's a trail angel that lives in Dalton that allows people to camp in their yard. So that's gonna be my plan for now, but we'll see how the day goes. Man, as we get further north, some of these forests are just beautiful. Everything's covered in green. All right, it's 10:30 a.m. Done 8 miles so far. The trail's been a good mix today of good terrain like this that's fairly flat and you can make good time. But then there's also been a good bit of rocky, rooty ups and downs that really slow you down. I stopped for filtered water one time. The mosquitoes are killing me. I've put bug spray on twice. Since I put the second dose on, they haven't been as bad. But I don't put the bug spray on my head or on my head covering. So they're still constantly biting me through the head covering, even though that protects it somewhat. Let's see, we got the Cookie Lady coming up in 3 miles. The Cookie Lady is a trail legend that's been on trail for a long time, and she lives on the trail and makes cookies. She recently passed away, and her daughter has taken it over, and now it's called the Cookie Lady 2.0. So about 3 miles from there. And then I'm gonna stop there and take a break and figure out what I'm thinking for this afternoon. I'm probably just gonna try to camp in Mr. Lavardi's yard if there's room. If not, I don't know, I'll figure something out when I get there. I'll know more this afternoon about the timing of when I need to go home, so that'll help me. Once I get that information, I'll be able to figure out a little more about what I'm going to do today in the next couple days. So here we are at the Cookie Lady's place. Alright, this was the Cookie Lady's house. I sat here for 35 or 40 minutes, had some hibiscus lemonade, a homemade cookie, and ate some of my own food. Charged my phone a little bit, filled up my water bottles, and now I'm headed back to the trail. The trail's only a couple hundred yards from here, maybe 0.1. Heading back to the trail and got just under 10 miles to get to Dalton, Massachusetts. Guess we better go towards Greylock and Maine. Alright, so I'm an hour and a half or so from town, and so I got the information for my grandma's funeral today, just a little bit ago, and it's going to take a little bit more planning logistically than I anticipated, I think, based on the timing. So I was planning to try to get to town and just figure out from there what I needed to do. I turned my phone on and I had a message from Moss, and she's 10 miles behind me, but she has a need to go to town as well to figure some stuff out. I don't know if that's something. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. So I called. She was getting us a hotel room, and she texted me her location she could be picked up. So I've got us a shuttle. I'm gonna walk into this town where the shuttler is. The shuttler is the guy who also lets people camp at his house for free, where I was gonna go. So I talked to him. He's gonna, when I get there, he's gonna take me back with him. We're gonna go pick up Moss, and he's gonna take us to the other town that's close by that has a hotel, so we can figure out logistics of what we're gonna do. So while this is sad things, I guess the good thing for you all, you get to see Moss again. I know everybody likes Moss more than me these days. Anyway, she livens things up, so that's for sure. All right, so I'll get back to you in a bit. Still got a little bit to go, but man, my feet are hurting. These shoes, I think I've said this every day lately. Sound like a broken record, but these shoes, they're done. The life is gone. So, anyway, I'll let you guys know what's going on later. We just got to figure some stuff out. And man, I am hungry. My stomach's growling. So I'm almost to the guy's house who's shuttling us. And Moss texted, and she's already at her pickup point. So it's got to be one of these houses here. I need to look at my map, so I'll get back with you in a bit. All right, so I made it to Tom's in Dalton. Went and picked up some riffraff at a trailhead, and now we're in town. She thought the camera. Oh. She thought the camera was facing here. Now you're on camera.
Hi. Jack found me.
She said, "Are you gonna do a video and tell them we're back together?" I said, "We're not back together." She says she's 9.4 miles behind me, and we're both gonna probably have to, well, I'm for sure gonna get off trail for a while, so she'll end up being ahead of me.
Where's Chili's?
Like, we gotta cross the street. We had Chili's for dinner, and then there was a Starbucks right by Chili's. So Moss went in the Starbucks. I ran over here to this grocery store because I didn't really need a full resupply, but I needed a few little things. I don't know what's going on in this parking lot. There's some kind of big, like, all these people have ATVs in the parking lot. All right, dinner's over. I ran to the grocery store, got some stuff. Oh, I already showed you that because I showed you the crazy people with the ATVs in the parking lot. We went to Starbucks and got a drink, and then we ended up having to walk back. Moss went to TJ Maxx and got herself some sweatpants for an airplane. So let me tell you what we have now that we were in the hotel and had some internet and all that. We have figured out what we're both gonna do. So we're gonna share our plans with you guys. I am going to, we have a shuttle at 8 a.m. that we're both going to take tomorrow. We're going to go to the guy's house that lives in Dalton, where I got off the trail today. And I'm going to continue hiking north. I'm going to hike maybe 2.5 days. I'm going to finish Massachusetts and get to Bennington, Vermont. There's an Enterprise rental car place there. And I have a car rented, or reserved, I guess. And oh my goodness, I've never rented a car other than like if I had someone being fixed on mine for a couple days and I wasn't paying for it. Rental cars are expensive now, let me tell you. So I will probably be off trail for about 10 days. Just the timing between towns where rental car places were, I really couldn't get any further past. I didn't have enough time before my grandma's funeral to get to the next big enough town. So I'm just going to have to get off trail at Bennington and be gone about 10 days. And I don't know, it's like 550 or 580, I don't remember how many miles I'll have to finish after I get back. And Moss, do you want to tell them what you're doing? And I don't know that we ever said why you were getting off trail. Maybe we did, I don't know.
So I was hiking today, planning on going to a shelter when my dad called me and told me that my grandpa had died. So I continued hiking to the next trailhead, where Chap and the shuttle driver picked me up. So I am leaving tomorrow, afternoon to fly back to North Carolina, for the funeral, which is in 2 or 3 days. And then I'll come back to where I got off.
So she bought a one-way plane ticket. However, she's leaving her pack and all of her gear at this guy, the shuttler's house. So she just bought this $700 tent. So I'm confident she'll be back.
The tent costs more than the plane there and back combined.
Maybe you should take the tent with you. No, don't leave the tent there. And
yeah. So this guy, I asked him. I told him the situation, and I asked him if he'd be willing to hold my pack, and he said he absolutely would. So I'm just taking the bare essentials home.
Now, are you gonna take home anything that you're gonna swap out for winter gear, or do you already have that shipped?
No, they never shipped it.
Oh, okay.
My dad said today, good thing I didn't send your stuff.
Okay. All right, and you have to stop at the Dalton post office. We gotta remember that. I don't know why, but you said to remind you.
I have 2 care packages.
Ooh.
From my friends at home.
All right, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and leave it here. Have a good night, and we'll see y'all in the morning. Good morning. We.
Good morning.
You like popped up at the right time right there in the camera. So we left the hotel this morning. We got a ride back here to Tom's house, and this is where Moss is going to leave her pack, and he gave her like a day pack to take a few things on her flight. And this is where I stopped hiking yesterday. So when I'm done with my Starbucks, I guess I got to start walking. I plan to get to Bennington on today's Saturday, so I'll be there. I could probably make it, if I push 2 days, make it Sunday night, but the rental car place is closed. I have to get a hotel, so I'm just gonna plan to get there Monday during the day sometime, and my car is ready to be picked up at 3. I still got to figure out how I'm getting from the trailhead where there's no service, no cell service, to this rental car place. So I'm going to try to call Enterprise and see if they'll pick me up. Because Enterprise says they'll pick you up. They better not be lying. I wonder if they're going to pick me up at a trailhead.
That's
Anyway,
their motto.
It is their motto. All right, Moss, I'm sure everybody wants you to have a safe flight.
Going to a funeral.
To the virtual trail angel, Steven, you sent me the money for beer. I gave half to Moss.
Thank you, Steven.
And she's going to send me a video, or at least a picture of her having an airport beer.
Airport beer.
On you, sir.
Yep.
So,
I'm scared of flying, so it'll help.
She told me how much afraid she was of flying. I said, hey, this trail angel gave me some money, and he said it has to be used for beer. So hopefully that'll calm her nerves a little bit. All right, I guess I'll get to hiking. I'll get back to you when I start walking.
Bye.
But I got to drink this first. I don't know how many miles I'm going to do today. I have until Monday afternoon. It's Saturday morning now to do like 42 miles. I'm going to tell you, it was difficult wanting to be in the mood to come back out here for another 2.5 days, knowing that Moss was out of the airport. Like, the shuttler stopped at Starbucks for us, and we both had an iced coffee, and just the whole, like, her mood was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to hike for a few days. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like I've let myself get real excited about going home and see my dog, and it made it a little harder to want to come out here today. But I have to get some miles in while I can, because I don't know, it's I can't be off trail that long, so I'm gonna have to get some miles, because I'm already going to be off trail for probably, I think it'll actually be 9 days, just with so I think I've already explained. Wow, this is really cool. It's a historical commission house, but it's like a tiny house. It's like a historical tiny house. It's cool looking though. I'd like to live in that thing. So I would like to hike a few days past Bennington, but logistically it's just not possible to get. I mean, I guess it's probably possible, but it would be a logistical nightmare and probably very costly. So I'm just going to stop at Bennington, and once I got in my mind that only 42 more miles, I get to go home for a few days, I'm ready to go home. So I don't know, or change my mood real quick, because I got some hiking to do, and it's going to be hot today. Right. Wow, I'm back in the woods, and I just got a hold of Enterprise at the local office where I'm picking up the car, and I have to say, I was expecting the worst there, and he said, oh yeah, I know where that trailhead is, I can pick you up. So that's settled. I think I'll be there before that, but I went ahead and scheduled him to be there at 1 p.m. on Monday, because it says there's no cell service to that parking lot. That way I'm covered. Some big things are about to happen. We are going to get back into 3,000 foot mountains. So Mount Greylock is coming up. Could be late today, probably early tomorrow, because I'm getting a later start. It's 9:15 or so now, and I'd have to push a 20, because the camp spots are either a few miles before Greylock or a few miles after Greylock. I don't know if I got a 20 in me today. My feet are hurting. These cheap insoles that I bought, and the orthotic part that I made is fine, but these are like $20 insoles, like real cushiony. They say they're the heavy duty work insoles. Come on, y'all. They lasted 18 miles of hiking before the top started to peel off of them. And I'm getting some really sensitive spots on the ball of my right foot. I think just because of the difference in material. I need some good power step insoles. But I only got to hike these next 42 miles in these shot shoes and insoles. And when I come back, I will have new shoes and insoles. I already have them at my parents' house. All right, I'm walking through the town. Well, I'm in the outskirts, I guess, heading towards the town of Cheshire, Massachusetts. There's only about 8 trail miles between Dalton and Cheshire. And again, like, these houses are all like really cute, but older. And there's just not, I don't know, these areas like this don't exist very much, like right around where I live. The houses are all like very well upkept and new, the outsides look to be new even though they're older, like new siding and new features all on them. At home it seems like it's either brand new subdivisions or much older, and these all have big lots as well, which is nice. So one thing I noticed when I stopped looking at the map a little bit ago, there's actually an option for lodging on the top of Mount Greylock. There are hotel rooms, there's like a lodge, but there's also a hiker bunkhouse. I called and they have availability. I didn't want to stop and dig out my credit card to reserve when I was walking there, but I'll probably call back. So it's only, I think, 8.8 more miles, and it's not even 1 o'clock yet. And that comes with a shower and everything, and it's a bunk inside of the building, he said. And it's $45, so, I mean, I don't know, I'm thinking about that. I don't need to stay inside again, but it'd be a cool experience to sleep on top of Mount Greylock. I have to wait a little bit to see how I'm feeling. I was already starting to like the idea of only having like 5 miles left, and that would give me a couple more hours of hiking, which, I don't know, my feet are killing me. I am not on the trail now. The trail crossed this road back behind me, but there is a Shell station with the Dunkin' Donuts in it up here. So it's probably about a 1/4 mile off trail, 1/2 mile extra round trip. A Gatorade's worth it. So I'm gonna go in here, give me something to drink. I'm gonna take a break here. That's Dollar General too. So I'll take a break. Hopefully I can find somewhere in the shade up here and take me a break. I think I'm gonna go ahead and reserve this bunk up on top of Greylock also. I mean, I know I'm kind of bougie, staying inside a lot. I mean, nowhere near half the time, but I don't know. Trying to bust out some miles here before I go home. That'll give me a few extra miles today if I do the extra 3 on top of Greylock. I think I have the 3 in me, but I don't have the extra 6 in me. I don't think. I don't want to. But I don't know. It just seems like it'd be really cool to stay on top of Greylock. Maybe get a sunset and a sunrise. Man, that gas station just doesn't seem like it's getting any closer. All right, leaving my lunch break. So I went into the gas station. I had like a liter of Gatorade. I had a tomato pesto grilled cheese from Dunkin', and then I got a cheese stuffed tortellini pasta salad that was in Italian dressing. There were 2 other hikers in there, but they're just staying in this town, and they were just hanging out at the Dunkin'. While I was there, I called the lodge on top of Greylock and reserved a bunk for tonight. I really wasn't looking to spend $50, but it seems like a pretty cool experience. And then it's like right in between, because I told you I had to either do 14 or 20, and I didn't really want to do either of those mileages. I was kind of wanting to do in the middle, and this is smack dab in the middle. It'll give me 17 and change, I think, for the day, and I'll get to go to sleep and wake up on top of Mount Greylock. So it's all about the experiences. So I have like another 7.7 once I get on the trail. I'm not even to the trail yet. So I still have a while to hike, another 4 hours or so to hike, and it's lots of climbing. So Ugh.
Wish me luck.
I don't know whether to be happy or sad. So for the last 15 minutes or so, I have been up over 3,000 feet. We have not been up over 3,000 feet in hundreds of miles. I remember, I think it was before, or maybe in the Shenandoah, I don't remember when, it's been a long time ago. Somebody told me you just went over your last 3,000 footer until Massachusetts. At the time, that just seemed so far away. Like, oh my gosh, Massachusetts. Felt like we're never going to be here. And we're here. The bad part is, I had almost 8 miles to go from the gas station that I was at for lunch. I'm down to about 2 miles. But 6 of these 8 miles is nothing but climbing. I'm on a spot right now that's level for a second before we go up again. But, man, it's been rough. My legs are good. My legs don't feel tired at all. My cardio is good. But gosh, these feet, I'm gonna be honest. When I do take vitamin I usually take 2. I took 3 today. I'd hate to know what it would be, what these feet would feel like if I didn't take any. Because they're throbbing. I got to get those, I know, I'm a broken record. I got to get those shoes and insoles. I can't wait. But I got one more day and a half or so on these. My ankle's pretty good. My knee, from when I fell the other day, was really sore last night, and started out this day was pretty sore, but it's been fine for a while. It's basically just hurting feet. But I think it'll be worth it when I get up on top of Greylock. Wow, how unexpected is this? Like all of a sudden the woods just opened up in this beautiful pond with the old, it's so calm. Everything's a reflection. So it looks like the lodge is to the right, where I'll be staying tonight. But let's go up here and look at this thing first. This is already more than I expected. It's kind of magical up here. It's almost like the lodge looks like something you'd see in the Tetons over there. Ooh, can't wait to get up here and see this view. Whoa. I'm just outside talking to a few Sobos. They're going to keep on going a couple more miles after this. And this is the bunk room. And it looks pretty nice. And I'm the only one here so far. Hopefully it stays that way. There's a wedding going on out there. Man, this is such a cool place up here. I'm so glad I decided to stay up here. And I had no idea this was even a thing. Didn't even know any other hikers had been talking about it. Like, it's kind of buried in the description section that this is even an option for hikers. But check this out. And a good sunset, mostly blocked by the trees, but it's just beautiful. And then the monument is back there. And then the lodge building that I'm staying in is right there. So anyway, it was a tough afternoon. My feet are hurting, but it was a wonderful day. Boss just texted me, and in case you're all wondering, she had 3 flights. I don't know how many beers she had, but probably too many based on her texts. But her last flight landed safely, so she is in Wilmington, at the airport in Wilmington. And she's got a ride from there back to her house. So, all right, I'm going to go and end it right here. Have a good night, everybody, and I will see you all in the morning.